第三作戦小隊所属先方通信員のエリジウム、ただいま着任したよ。通信機越しじゃなくて直接話せたのは初めてだよね、ドクター。僕は自分の判断にいつも自信を持ってるよ、ドクター。君の命令だと言うなら僕はそれを疑ったりしない。戦友とはそういうものでしょ。
Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about Elysium, a 5-star utility vanguard. First of all, I'm sorry that this video is a little bit late. There have been few things that I've been working other than my video, so I hope you guys understand. Elysium is a 5-star utility vanguard that specializes in debuffs and sniper support. Regardless of Elysium intended to become a sniper support, Elysium is still verifiable on less sniper heavy teams. Just like Myrtle, Elysium cannot block any enemies when activating skills, but recharge huge amount of DP in very short amount of time. Elysium's kits are very nice to have, and Elysium is one of the vanguards that can last until the very late stage. As always, let's talk about his talent first. Elysium's passive is called Sniper Support. Just like the passive's name, the talent supports your snipers by reducing their DP cost by 1 until 2 DP reduction when Elysium is deployed, and increase their attack speed by 10 to 20 points when Elysium activates his skills. This means you can deploy your snipers earlier and also increase DPS output of your snipers. Let's move to his second skill. I'll skip his first skill because it's very straightforward DP regeneration. Long story short, his first skill regenerates DP much faster, and it's still worth the investment. This skill allows Elysium to regenerate 20 DP during skill duration by 15 seconds. While the skill is active, Elysium locks up to 4 enemies within his range. Locked enemies have their movement speed reduced by 60%, decreased defense up to 35%, and they will also lose invisibility, making this skill is a good counter to Wraith or invisible type enemies. This skill is definitely a good choice if you have tight early game enemies. However, whether it's early stage or not, you can still use him until late game because his debuffs are quite strong to carry you throughout the stage. Remember that Elysium's lock only be applied to enemies in his range, and the lock will stay even if the enemies left Elysium's range. Once the locked enemies are defeated, remaining enemies or new enemies that enter Elysium's range won't get locked. Of course, when Elysium die or retreated, the lock will also disappear, so be sure to remember that. Personally, I have to say that Elysium is one of my necessity operators. He regenerates more DP than Myrtle and gives pretty strong debuffs to his allies. His debuffs are so strong and sometimes I still keep him in the battlefield to slow down enemies and also reduce their defense. I also use Greatsword a lot, and Elysium increased Greatsword's DPS when he activated skills by increased Greatsword's attack speed, making her become a somewhat exercised third skill. There's not much flaws that I found in Elysium other than his lock only be applied once per skill and does not apply to new enemies when one of the locked enemies are defeated. But again, Elysium is a vanguard, so for him able to lock more enemies might make him potentially more powerful than supporters. His second skill already makes him a potential mini run, so I'm fine the way it is. Elysium also has the typical archetype drawback, being not great in combat nor he is good to hold down enemies. But again, that's the penalty of his archetype, as Myrtle does the same, and all of you should be able to deal with this problem very easily. We still have more time for this video, so let's do a little bit of discussion.
ごきげんよう、ドクター。一緒に紅茶でもいかが？
Now let's break it down. Who should you use, Myrtle or Elysium? Well, the answer for that is very simple. Use both. If you use both in the battlefield, you will regenerate a lot of DP, as normally DP recovers per second, and using both skill at the same time can give you an amazing total of more or less 40 DP on operations. That number alone is very massive, and you can deploy 3 to 4 operators in the battlefield. If you have back 5, you can recover way faster as you can deploy your main DPS in very early operations. But again, if you're not into that, maybe because low in materials or maybe for other reasons like maybe it's not your gameplay, then I highly suggest you to build which one that you like the most, because both of them work just fine whether in CC or in normal stages. In other words, let's just say follow your D. Yes, just follow your D. If your D wants to go with Elysium, then build him, but if your D likes Myrtle, then build her. Both Myrtle and Elysium works well, as both of them have their own pros and cons. If you choose Elysium, you will recover slightly more DP than Myrtle while also increase DPS output of your allies, but building him costs more because he is a 5-star and he has slightly more expensive SP plus DP cost than Myrtle. If you choose Myrtle, you will regenerate DP slightly less than Elysium, but you can sustain your allies while she is also way cheaper to build because she is a 4-star. However, if you want to reach high or maximum risk in contingency contract, then definitely build both because DP cost in CC is very tight and you want to recover your DP as fast as possible. I personally have built both since I already built Myrtle way before Elysium's banner was up, but I also decided to build Elysium because more DP regeneration is always welcome in my team, especially that he also increased DPS output of my team. MID also likes him, so I built him anyway. Final words from me, not having Elysium is fine because Myrtle can do the job done, but at the same time, Elysium's debuffs are also too good to be missed. Not only that, his DP regeneration is also as amazing as Myrtle, and if not, better. If you have your Elysium bench, try build him, as not only his DP recovery are amazing, but also one of the best vanguard / operator in the game. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked that video, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more Arknights and Genshin Impact videos I post every single week. Thank you to my supporters, and I'll see you guys on the next video. That's everyone, peace out.